प्रश्न पर जो कोई लास्ट कोशिश करनी चाहते हो
Surprisingly, you shall see all that you are looking for, what the money can buy, What is the pleasure, the security sensation, the happiness, the freedom? All these things together lies in one place, and that is yourself. What an amazing story. Anything that you want, everything that you want, it has its place in yourself. You want love, you want love. You want happiness, you want happiness. You want freedom, you want the freedom. You want security, you want the security. What is that you want? Tell me what you want. Address it. You want meditation? You are meditation. You want immortality? You want live and live forever? Yes, that's you. You want all knowledge? That's what you are. You want all bliss, all fun, all excitement? Everything. You name it, it is inside, it is in you, not inside you. It is your nature. See the beauty of it. You must see the beauty of it. This is where this idea comes. Ahamase yatha sukham. I totally, freely, effortlessly, without any struggle, I abide it by myself because I am no struggle, I have no struggle. I have no struggle because I don't want to be something else. When you that is the first line when you saw in the ASHTAVAKRA Gita in the beginning, when the student comes to the teacher and asks, I want to meditate, I want to become Brahman and all that, I want to be free. What the teacher says, this is your bondage that you want to become Brahman. Samadhi, this is your bondage that you want to practice Samadhi. Because you are it. But just by repeating it will not work out. Just by repeating these things will not work out. Suppose you go from place to place, oh, everybody tells I am the Brahman, I am the Absolute. This is not after telling that what next sentence is very important. How they reveal it. There was a mad doctor. He went to, he was admitted into a mad hospital. Okay? But the mad person doesn't think that he is mad. Because he thinks everybody else is mad. So he thinks he is very normal. So what do they do? He goes there, talks to another person there, and he says, hey, you look so normal. Of course I am normal, these fellows are all mad. He said, I also think the same way, And they say I am mad. I love children. Then this man said, that's true, I also love children. Then the next fellow asked, fried or roasted? You understand? I love children is a great statement. But the madness is, you love children, you want them fried or boiled? Boiled or fried? No. You understand? I have Brahman. You see today one of those statements. In the next paragraph, the temple is now I can say. Nitrito bodhita eva, ahamase yatha, I abide in myself. For me, there is no difference between deep sleep and the waking. Nitrita bodhita eva, bodhita nitrita eva. While in the awake state of waking, I am totally myself as I am asleep. Even when I am asleep, I am awake in a sense, not that I am awake. I don't struggle to wake up. Sleeping comes. And I feel sleepy, I sleep. Translation given out in a very responsible, in a sort of book, somebody translated the word. The wise man, enlightened man, remains awake even during the deep sleep. You take that statement, you shall go cuckoo for the rest of your life. If in deep sleep you can be aware, then what is the deep sleep? No, it's not a joke. Because if it comes in a responsible statement and it comes in a written book and all that, how people will say? That is how many people find it impossible that they can ever understand the truth. Because in the deep sleep, you should be totally, in deep sleep also the wise man is conscious. What? The definition of deep sleep is what? Naham janami, nakinchit janami. Neither I know myself nor I know anything else. total agrahana. Very beautiful comes in the, what is that Upanishad? In Mandukya Upanishad, agrahana. Agrahana means what? Total non-perception. There is nothing. Neither I know myself, nor I know anything else. Grahana, knowing, recognizing yourself as you are. Anyatha grahana, taking yourself to be other than you are. Very simple three statements. You are not it. Pure ignorance, deep sleep, agrahana. Neither I know myself, nor I know anything else. That will be no problem. Grahana, but I know myself exactly as I am. Then also no problem. The trouble comes with anyatha grahana, where I take myself to be other than who I am. So in the waking state, or in the dream state, there is a problem. Because the individual forgets himself as to who he is and takes himself other than who he is. So if you say sleep also the person is awake, no. Or it's like in meditation there is absolutely no thought whatsoever. What a trouble. So a thought is more powerful that it can completely dismiss the absolute, it can dismiss itself. No. So please, aham ase yatha sukham, I abide in me, I exist in me exactly as I am. There is no question, there is no more struggle to invoke a condition to be myself. Nor there is a struggle to negate, to dismiss, to deny something to be myself. You understand the beauty. There is neither any attempt to deny something to be myself, dismiss something to be myself, nor is there an attempt to invoke something to be myself. Because who I am is already invoked. Who I am is already existing. That is where one day the student the teacher is studying all these things. Then the teacher teaches all this like this ASHTAVAKRA, so beautiful, direct revelation of who you are. But somehow the students, many people, according to their own past ideas, literally completely overtaken by those type of ideas, obsessed by those type of ideas, the ideas of goodness, of holiness, of wisdom, enlightenment, ideas that pick up. So they can never drop it. Even if they say, yes, who you are is not a thought, not a practice, none of these things, yet something somewhere unturned up. Oh, but I must do something, I must do something about it. So I must meditate. So what is he doing? Sleep or sleep meditate. The student, the teacher saw that. This person is not interested in being, he is interested in doing something. Which is very, very normal in the world around us. Because from childhood onwards, we have done something to achieve something. You must do something to get something. Simply sitting can you pass your examination? Simply sitting can you reach a place? Simply sitting down can you have your food, cook down, produce and cook down other things? No, you have to work, you have to do something. The entire life is nothing but activity, activity, activity. So suddenly to come to dimension, to be yourself, no action is needed. Oh, it becomes too difficult for a average person to grasp. That needing to be myself, I don't have to be anything. Then where do I take the credit? How can I say I have understood? You are not left behind to be congratulating yourself. You are not left behind to look up to yourself that I have done these things. Now I am free. This is very subtle and very simple. Why don't you think? Just to me, why is it? Oh, it is so difficult to talk about it. Why is it that you must take pride in speaking something? Why don't you just be quiet? Why should you must take pride? Sometimes say, can you walk? You need not write anything, just sit down. what type of teaching is, I want to write something. Why? You don't have to think anything. You don't have to be a thinker. If you are really tired, what should you say? Wow, at last. You will feel like that. But if you are a person who is still interested in being the achiever, like a person who is proud, some people are very proud of their intelligence. They are little intelligent. Real intelligent people are very proud. Because they know there are levels and levels and levels. But the people who are little intelligent are very proud, very arrogant. It is like the prisoner who is very, very proud of his big space in the jail. He is in the jail, but he is very proud. I am 20 feet, 30 feet space here. You are in jail. You don't worry whether 30 feet, 20 feet, or 50 feet, 50 feet, or 100 feet, 200 feet. You are in a jail, restricted movement. However highly intelligent you may be, you are in a jail. You are a prisoner of your thought, prisoner of your intelligence. Therefore, you cannot afford to be proud. Please understand. If suddenly, if you are really tired of thinking, what shall you say? When somebody, the teacher reveals that to be yourself, you don't need a thought. You don't have to be there. A simple example you can take. How much can I talk about it? Some of you commented, Swami, can I ask you a favor? I said, yes, see, I want to send these things to Mahapuram, these flowers to Mahapuram. Can you please organize it for me? I said, no, don't even worry about it. Just forget it, go. Rest. How will you be? Appa, now I don't have to be there, what will be done? Enlightenment. The student is asking, how do I understand the truth? Don't worry, son. You should feel very comfortable. That's really nice. No. I told you, I will take it, but you're still waiting there to see whether I'm ready. Not sending it. Now what happens? So you are still waiting there to watch out for yourself, whether you are conscious, unconscious, consciousness, is there more thought? Is it really that easy? I have to do something. Teacher may say something, but I have to read a book. Unless I read this book, unless I do these practices, how can it be so? He is talking, maybe from his standpoint is okay, but from my standpoint, I have to do something. You understand? That is not. Ahamase yatha sukha. Yatha sukha manse. Sukha dukkha aniyama. There is no niyama. There is no such hard and fast rule for happiness or unhappiness. The same thing that appears happiness will appear unhappiness later. The same thing that appears unhappiness will appear happiness later on. What you consider as a solution to a problem, what you consider a problem to a solution. What is it? This is what life is all about. How relieved you should feel that you are no more in that realm of opposites. Good, bad, right, wrong, thought, no thought, this thought, that thought, nothing. After the student has the teacher has revealed, Ramagana comes back to say, yes, what you are telling is absolutely right. For me, I am like that. How do you say that? Prakrutya shunya chito. Prakrutya shunya chito yaha. Pramada bhava bhava. You know, the language, I don't think there can be any better book than this. Every book has a place, okay? Every book has a place. Dr. Bola also, without Dr. Bola, I will enjoy this. Basics, the basics. It is very simple things to be taught first. A very simple language. This is like straight on to the jugular. You go straight on to the absolute. This is what myself is. And this is what it is. After this, you can't even talk about anything. Prakrutya yaha shunya chita. By nature, that which is free from every thought, every memory, every shunya chita. That is total shunyam. Nothing else is existing. It is not an emptiness, or a fullness, or an emptiness. Choice is the language will fail. But the fact is, Prakrutya Shunya Chitta. Prakrutya Shunya Chitta. By nature, there is nothing existing in it other than itself. It is like telling the water, Prakrutya Shunya wave. By nature, water doesn't have any waves. By nature, silence doesn't have any sound. Prakrutya Shunya Chitta. If by nature I am free from every thought, which includes I thought also, which thought you should fight with? Have you seen that? Did you do that? Are you doing it? You are still affected by a thought. Please see that. You are still affected by a thought. It is not the thought to be blamed, but you. If you are affected by an object, should the object be blamed or you? This language of being affected, intolerant, rejecting, angry, hateful, jealous, tired, unacceptable. This language doesn't exist. Everything as it is, I accept it. Aham asa yatha sukha. I am with myself. Prakrutya shunya chitta. Then, no thought. Pramada bhava bhavana. Pramada. Very beautiful language. This is Sanskrit commentary has given. Pramada. Abudhi purvaka. Take that word. Pramada, this is what you see the difference between English translation and Sanskrit commentary. You understand Sanskrit, right? So beautiful. Pramada bhava bhavana. Abudhi purvaka. Without your choosing, bhava bhavana. Thoughts are coming up. Where do they come? Have you seen it very clearly? Do you see very clearly that the moment a thought comes, unconsciously, do you hit yourself, restrict yourself, condemn yourself? Why this thought is coming? Unconsciously because for a moment if it comes, you have lost sight of yourself. Pramada bhava abudhi purvaka. Without your being aware, Prarabdha karma also, bhava. The thoughts about the bhava, sense object, it can be sound, touch, taste, smell, sight, it may come. Why it comes? Don't answer. I give you the point, it is so fantastic. Why that thought comes? The thought comes. Don't say why. It comes up. That the thought comes up is not a problem. When I say why that thought is coming up, that is the time my problem begins. Or it should not come up. Language you see. Pramada bhava. That is why you have to sit down for the longest time. Hours together. Just observe. What are you doing? Suppose you don't see the world, don't see, don't hear, don't touch, don't taste, don't smell. You mean the world will disappear? Nothing. You have done enough, no? Have you not done enough? You have seen enough of this world, heard enough of nonsense. touched, tasted, smelt, everything. If you have lived with it, and that is why you felt wonderful, now live without it and also feel wonderful. When you say live without it, not that you are plucking your thought and throwing it away. You are not dismissing it. You are being yourself, but pramadat bhava bhava, abuddhi purvakam, karma vasat. A thought is coming. You know how to use it. You must know how to use it. The whole idea is, please understand friends, the teaching is so beautiful, it neither gives a justification for this universe, nor there is a mindless dismissal of this creation. Theoreticians will mindlessly dismiss everything. Samsara to hai nahi, the world doesn't exist, the body doesn't exist, thought doesn't exist. Or the realist, so-called realist will say, oh, this world is so real, the body is there, it must be taken care of, that must be done, it must be done. Listen carefully. Neither there is a condemnation of this universe, nor there is a justification that this must be existing. No, there is no such stuff. How to live with this world? You be yourself, and then thoughts to use or not to use must be your choice. Action should be your choice. Like one day, a person, who was always gambling. And then one day, he was doing that gambling, and he lost some money, but he could not pay it. So there are some guys in the big fat fellows in the gambling den. Those will be like guards. So he asked him, this management has put them there. If anybody creates problem, throw them out. So they threw him out of the first floor, he fell down. So this person comes back and goes to his teacher and says, look, I went to this gambling, and then because I could not give the money, they threw me from the ground floor. They threw from the first floor. What shall I do? Then the teacher thought for a while and he said, you should go to a gambling den which is organized on the ground floor. The other students were laughing. He said, sir, what type of advice is that? Why didn't you tell him not to gamble? Instead of telling him go from the ground floor, first floor to ground floor, you should have told him, don't gamble. He says, now I have to advise or I have to take your advice to advise? Because some people advise you how to advise. That's the most wonderful thing. The most beautiful thing that you can ever hear, you see. But that does not mean I should not be, whatever I know is the best. No, keep your eyes open, ears open for everything. Sometimes something wonderful may come up, who knows, because minds are beautiful. Then he says, anyway, I did not ask him to stop because I know he cannot stop. Therefore I told him, go to a place where there is a ground floor, so that there is no question of your throwing out. Like that. However much you know the truth, the absolute consciousness, all pervasive, your mind will be there, your body will be there, the creation will be existing. You must learn how to live with your body, how to live with your mind, how to interact with the universe, not simply dismissing it. That is why our tradition is so beautiful. They tell you how to live, not to live. How to perceive, not to perceive. How to think, not to think. That is the beauty of this tradition. Or else, do's and don'ts. Don't do this, do this. Don't do this, do this. Then what will happen? You will have tremendous guilt throughout your life. Suppose somebody tells, but some people also teach Vedanta like that also. When you see the reality, the truth for yourself, the creation, totality, creation disappears. Where is the creation? But then you are always listening to people, you are always interacting, they say there is no creation, then how come I am seeing it? That means I have not understood it. That is not. Seeing the water in the wave does not mean the waves disappear, but the water exists in spite of the waves. How sweet it is. Why do you want to complicate your life with impossible ideals? Impossible definitions, high-sounding, profound definitions of wisdom makes you a total fool. Because you can never reach it. Nidrita bodhita eva. Okay, the next line is given. Nidrita bodhita eva. Even while sleeping, the person is awake. That is not the meaning. If somebody gets that idea, Nidrita bodhita eva, no. Because you will see, deliberately I am trying to, I'm taking some time to, you must see this very, very clearly. If you read a translation, Nidrita bodhita eva, Nidrita slept, bodhita eva, as though waking. Bodhita eva, not bodhita. Bodhita eva. While sleeping, as though awake, not awake. But you read the translation, it says clearly, the wise man remains awake in the deep sleep. What a wild idea. Nidrita, because prakrutya sunyachita. So by prakriti, by your nature, sunyachita, there is nothing, nidrita eva. Therefore, as though asleep. Pramadat bhava bhavana, abodhi purvakam, without your own choice, thoughts are coming, bodhita eva, as though waking. So when the thoughts are coming, you are as though awake. When the thoughts are not there, you are as though asleep. But you are always conscious. What more you want? So is the thought a problem? Is the absence of a thought a desirable destination? Thoughts are as beautiful as in the absence of the thought. Now it is all up to you how to live with this. Know this, then choose which thought to express, which thought not to express. But never brand a thought as a distraction. Again and again I say that, because every day half our phone calls are all Vedanta through telephone. Because many people go into such depressions. Swamiji, what shall I do? One person this morning, the person phones up. What he says? I was walking down the road, the other person is laughing at me. I said, the other person was laughing. How do you know he was laughing at you? Does he know you? No. Then why do you think he is laughing at you? Oh no, my hair is so short. Yesterday I went to cut hair and they have cut it for only half an inch like this and it looks like as though plucked chicken. So you are already laughing at yourself that you look like a plucked chicken. Therefore, whoever looks at you, you think they are thinking that you are a plucked chicken. It's not it. Are you understanding that point? I'll tell my own life's experience. Yeah, all of you have that experience. Just I'm talking, sharing with you. Children, when we are studying in our school, Ganesh Puja and Saraswati Puja. Ganesh Puja, Saraswati Puja in Orissa usually school is a very heavy celebration. Heavy celebration. Ganesh Puja, Saraswati Puja, we are supposed to get new clothes in village. School you have to go in new clothes. So many people, many children go. But that day my family, my father, every day we cannot get every Ganesh Puja, Saraswati, I cannot get it. So certain pujas we will not have a new cloth. When there is no new cloth, finished. We will make a hell for our mother not to go to school. Why? Because no new cloth. Okay. Why there is no new cloth? As a child, all my friends will be putting on what they will think. So I don't want to go. As you grew up, you discover you are not the only one without the new clothes. In that class of 30, there may be 10, there will be, most will be having, at least 10 there will be no clothes. And nobody bothers about it. Children do not compare whether somebody has new clothes, somebody has no new clothes. The children don't worry to, they don't compare, nothing like that. You think everybody will be looking at me. Just like a person who thinks he is very handsome, or somebody thinks he is very beautiful, looking that way, she always thinks everybody is looking at her, or everybody is looking at him. Madness, a total insanity. Nobody is looking at you. You think you are such a looker that everybody is looking at you. You think you are so ugly that everybody is laughing at you. Others have no time for it. See? So who is creating your problem? You or people? Who is creating your problem? You or your thoughts? You. Yesterday I had written a very nice article. I'll tell you that, very beautiful thing, friends. Just see that. However much, think, ask yourself the question, where do you spend maximum time? In your house or outside the house? Where do you live? Do you live in the house or outside? In the house. So where do you live maximum time? In a day's time, even if you go 7-8 hours office, 16 hours, 2-3 hours outside, in a single place. What is that single place where you spend the longest time? It has to be your home. Even if you say, no, I spend only 6 hours in a home, but 18 hours I spend outside. It's true, but 6 hours continuously, where do you spend? So in your home, you spend maximum time. Suppose your home is a very sad place. Will you like to go back to home? You shall remain outside for the longest time. Hang around, movie, TV, beaches, restaurant, friends, simply hanging around. Then go 10 o'clock, sneak in, sleep. Then morning, get up and get away. So because a place is not you are not comfortable in your own little house. Now, such a person, can he be comfortable in life? Because the place where you are supposed to come back to is not a place where you feel comfortable. You shall be an extrovert, always out, out, out. You go to resort, you go to beautiful places, nice road, nice house, nice music, nice beaches, everything. Can you spend your whole life there outside? You cannot. You have to come back. So, which one you should make beautiful? Your house or the outside world? Your house. Comfortable for you. So that anywhere you go, you know you have a place to come back to. Simple thing, right? Next. With whose mind do you spend the longest time? My wife's mind. Husband's mind. My children's mind. My boss' mind. My friends. With which mind do you spend longest time? With your mind. So your mind is a home inside a home. If this house, this body of a house lives in this house outside, in this house of the body, mind is telling, okay, you are there. If you feel uncomfortable to come back to your house, what a trouble it is. Make your house beautiful. Now, same way, at the end of the day, you have to return to your mind, even to, are you getting that? When you come back to your home, you have to sleep, no? When you sleep, where do you have to go? Somebody's mind, huh? Listen carefully. You have to face However much you may keep yourself engaged with music, dance, movie, food, moving around, driving around, talking to gossip. What, are you going to sleep or no? When you are tired of moving in the world around, you have to come back to your house. If the house is not very inviting, not comfortable, what will happen? Pain. So the moment you wake up, like Brihadaranyaka Upanishad Shruti will say that very beautifully, the mind is like a bee. Goes out through the senses, goes around everywhere, but that is not the resting place. When it's tired, it doesn't stay in the flower. It comes back to the highway. So mind also goes like. So at one time, your mind will be tired. Whenever you are gone, so you are always looking everywhere and you come back home. Suppose, when the moment you lie down, now you are feeling persecuted. Oh, why that thought is coming? Should not be there. Your mind should be such a place where you can return to. Luckily, that place is there already. Because it is not the thoughts that are bad, it is the I, the individual, only one thought. And that thought stays in a house of consciousness. So, are you not at home all the time? All the time at home with yourself. Is it little loud now? A little reduce. Okay. Are you getting that point, please? Always at home with yourself. When you get out of this house, reduce. Okay. Nice. When you get out of this house, you leave your house here, go somewhere. Whereas when you discover the home in yourself, the consciousness, wherever you go, you are at home. That is why Bhagavan in Gita Upanishad, how did he say, Asthita Prajna Lakshana, Yada Sammarate Chayam Kurmongani Vasarvasaha Indriyan Indriyarthebhya Tasya Prajna Pratishtita Yada Kurma Anganiva Sammarate. Like the turtle with the four legs, tail and the head out, going about. The moment he senses any danger, withdraws. So he carries his security with himself. So all the time you are conscious, now you are moving out. Something not okay. You don't have to close your eyes to return. Is it necessary to close your eyes to return? Adhana, beauty. Should you close your eyes to be conscious? Should you open your eye to be conscious? Just like, if you don't understand the language of wisdom, okay, understand the language of stupidity. Should you, is it necessary, just because you close your eyes, are you not distracted? Memory is haunt you. Open your eyes, are you relieved? Distracted. Open your eyes, the ignorant person. Open eyes, distracted. Closed eyes also, distracted. With eyes open, distracted by the object. With eyes closed, distracted by the memories. The person who is aware of himself, with eyes open, with himself. With eyes closed, himself. So shall he close or open the eyes? Always at home. Shall he have thought or no thought? That is what it is. So sweet. Amase yatha sukham nidrita bodhita iva kshina sansmarano isaha. Saha, such a person, kshina sansmarana. Kshina sansmarana, meaning the thoughts are going, but there is no intensity. Kshina sansmarana. Smriti is there, but they are not imposing. They don't appear intimidating anymore. Why? You are not there. If you are there, it will appear intimidating. Are you getting that point, please? You must see that very, very clearly. Please know that in your absence, in the absence of the individuality, there cannot be fear, cannot be anger, cannot be hatred, cannot be jealousy, cannot be bondage, cannot be freedom, cannot be liberation, cannot be security, insecurity. All these considerations are only in relation to the individual. Just think. How much can I say? Just think. This place, now this climate, warm or comfortable? To pass a judgment, somebody should be there, no? By itself, is it warm or comfortable? Uncomfortable. Green, dry, drought, flood. These conditions, who names it? Who is affected by it? Individual. That is why if you have the whisper of an emotion, understand, whisper of a thought, anger, hatred, jealousy, anything, that moment you have unconsciously stepped in. Or else, Kshina Sansmaranam, Nidrita Bodhita Iva, even sleeping, you are as though conscious. Sleeping because Shunya Chita. Okay, not as though conscious. Sleeping means Shunya Chita, tasmat sleeping. In deep sleep what happens? Nothing is there. Here there is nothing, but you are Nidrita Iva, as though asleep. Not asleep, because you are conscious. When you are asleep, somebody can tell you so many things, you are not affected. Why? Because you don't listen. When you are awakened to yourself, you are with yourself, samadhi avastha, you are with yourself, you are conscious of everything that is told, but you are not affected. And that difference between the two. Average person's honesty is, have you committed a theft? Never. Why? Never got a chance. Have you been angry? With whom to be? I am alone. Even people are alone also can get angry. Why? Why am I alone? Nobody is coming to see me. Good. You choose to be alone, then you start fighting as to why people are not coming to see you. Or why, if there is nobody to fight, you fight with your thought. Why this thought is coming? Angry fellow. Fight with your body. Oh, he's going crazy, the knee is like that, the hand is becoming like this is like that. That is how the body should be. Can you be somebody so beautiful? Because that is what you are. Nidrita bodhita iva kshina sansmarano isha. Acha. Such a person now says, in fact, what am I going to... I am so happy, so comfortable with myself that I don't have to worry about anything. Kva dhanani, kva mitrani, kva me vishayadasyavah, kva sastram, kva cha vijnanam, yada me galita spruha. Yada me spruha galita. Think, when my cravings are gone. When my cravings are gone. Why? Because I am so happy, fulfilled with myself as to who I am. Cravings are gone because I am not there to crave. Are you getting that point, please? I am not there to crave. Cravings are gone not because just now you have fulfilled a craving, that variety. Eating all the food, my craving for my food is gone. Wait. Enough of music, enough of travel, enough of something, some sensation, experience you had. Oh, enough. This is what? Temporary suspension. Temporary vairagya, dispassion. Enough. After some time, again it comes back. Like smasana vairagya.
Smasana Vairagya. You see somebody is dead, getting cremated. Oh, life is so fragile, what is there to talk? Come back and fight. Me spruha galita. I have no craving. Why? Because I am not there. Okay. What is a spruha? What is that craving? A craving doesn't come, a thought comes. Built up the thought becomes a craving. Since I am not there to build up, what is the question of spruha? Are you getting that point, please? Just think of it. And once it is there, you get into trouble. Remember that beautiful two verses in Bhagavad Gita. Vishayan dhyayato pumsaha sangasteshu upajayate. Now you are PhD, you can understand it very easily. Vishayan dhyayatah pumsaha sangateshu upajayate. Vishayan dhyayata. Vishaya is sense object. Any object, will, once you perceive, there will be a thought. The thought is not a desire. Vishayan dhyayatah pumsaha. Pumsa, for the individual who dwells upon that thought. If you consciously or unconsciously, you are dwelling upon that thought. I want it, I want it, I want it. Sangha upajayate, you get involved. Deep impression. Sangat kamaha. When the thought becomes very strong, you want the kama. I want the object. The object did not desire to be desired. You converted the thought of the object to desire, therefore the object becomes desirable. You did not get it, krodha. Whoever prevents you from getting it, anger comes. Swamiji, I don't like this. I am not interested in the sound, touch, taste, smell, these things. I am a person who is interested in respect. Everybody must respect me, everybody must respect me, everybody must recognize me, everybody must adore me, everybody must love me. I am the focus of, I am the center of attraction. Kama. You don't think desire means only desire for a flower or a desire for gold or diamond. No. This desire for importance, recognition, very dangerous. Because always you talk about Kamini Kanchan, sense object. No. Even the anger, even this goodness, holiness, desire for recognition, tremendous. The person is a renunciate. Why does he get angry? Because somebody is recognized as a greater renunciate than me. Enough. Please see. Kama. All these things observe. When you are looking at it, you fix up yourself. You look at yourself. Do you do that? Oh my God. Suddenly you can catch yourself. Hey, I do it. Stupid. Kama. Because of that, krodha jayate. I was going this way, did not even look at me. I don't exist here. They behave as though I don't exist here. Nobody recognizes me. Do you recognize yourself? Let's not ask that question. Oh, I see. The moment this krodha comes, anger comes. The krodha means anger comes. Krodhat, sammoha, then you get deluded. You think everybody is your enemy. The moment you are angry, you don't need any other enemy. Krodhaschet Kim prayojanam ari. Ari means satruna kim prayojanam. If you have got anger in you, if you are angry, if you have anger in you, you don't need an enemy outside. Because you are good enough to persecute yourself. Continuous self-persecution. You will continuously persecute yourself. Don't worry about it. Angry, hateful, jealous, anybody. You are krodhat bhavati sammoha. Then when you are so angry and overtaken, smruti bhansat, your memory loss takes place, you don't know what you are doing, pranasyati, destroy. When I go for my walk, these 18 verses of this Sthita Prajna, I go on, sometimes I remember it very beautifully. This morning I was walking, that is why perhaps it came up. This line is pranasyati, not only nashyati, but also nasayati. The person who gets angry not only destroys himself, but also nasayati, destroys others. First he destroys himself. It is like a drunken driver. A drunk driver kills himself, and in the process, many innocent are also killed because he gets in an accident. People see him going in a motorcycle this way, he will kill himself, but he will hit against somebody and that will also, poor thing, will die. Nashyati, nashayati. Understand? Whereas where there is no spruha, the very seed is gone. Ahankar is not there. Therefore, kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha, masya, history. Yet, you adore them. How do you adore a species which is already almost going to be extinct? How you like it? You preserve, no? Extinct species should not be completely extinct. It should be there to be recognized. So in you, there are few animals who are almost extinct species. Kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha, masya. It is the, you understand. Because if you completely free from it, how will you recognize when somebody is doing that? How beautiful. Each one of us have got a lovely safari inside, you know. Wild animals. Same thought, Bahurupi, appears in so many ways. Please. So, yada me spruha galita, when that very craving is gone, because the craver, the individuality is gone, who is going to think about what dhanani, what is the wealth? Dhana means what? Wealth does not mean only gold. Wealth of information, wealth of importance, wealth of family, wealth of sounds of music of various kinds, wealth of touches, wealth of taste, wealth of smells, wealth of sights. Because don't say that, oh, I am very happy with myself, but one thing I have to do, I have to go to North Pole. Sumeru. One thing I have to go to Gomukh. Why, if you don't go to Gomukh, what will Gomukh will die or what? There is no such thing which you have to. You know, Brahmanandena truptasya krutakrutyasya yoginah naivasti kinchit kartavyam asti chet nasa brahmavid. This is how beautiful challenge to the person who understands it. Brahmanandena truptasya, one who is satisfied with the Brahmananda, this satisfied the Ananda, the Brahma, that is one's own self. One who is happy, comfortable with himself. Kruta krutyasya yoginaha, such a yogi who is krutyam krutameva, done all that is to be done. Because all that you are looking for, all that the money can buy, all that this can do, all that anything, you are looking for freedom, happiness, security, everything that looking for, you found it in yourself. Kruta krutya, krutyam krutameva. You have done all that is to be done. As you are with yourself. Kartavyam naivasti kinchit kartavyam. Kinchit kartavyam nasti. Naivasti kinchit kartavyam. Kartum yogyam kinchit nasti. There is no such thing which he must do. Kartavyam pannam, we must do. हमको करना ही है. Asti chet, if such a thing is there which he must do, doing which he will be happy, or not doing which he will be happy, naja brahmavit. He doesn't know the truth. A challenge. A person, wise one, will be happy to take that challenge. Why? Because this is ultimate freedom. There is no such thing which I have to do to be happy. There is no such thing which I cannot do, by doing which I will be unhappy. There is no such thing by doing which I will be happy, or by not doing which I will be happy. Happy to do, happy not to do. Happy to have a thought, happy not to have a thought. Shunya chita. Pramadad bhava bhavana, abuddhi purvakam. Let the thought comes. That is why you have no conditions. When you don't have conditions, you have no boundary. When you put the boundary, then only trespass. Are you getting that point, please? Trespassing is where? If I put a boundary here, anybody comes there, you are trespassing. But if there is no boundary, your fear of thought comes because of your boundary. In consciousness, there is no place for thought. That is the supreme stupid idea you have got. In meditation, there should be no sensation, no thought, no nothing, no sound, no touch, no taste. So everything becomes a disturbance. What is, are you getting that? The more conditions you put, the more conditioned you are. The more boundaries you put, the more imprisoned you are. So you create your own prison. Abba, what is that thought you should or should not have? Let the thought be. That there is a thought is not a problem. That you act upon the thought only is the problem. That there is a perception is not a problem. That an object is not a problem. Please. Tasmat, ko dhanani, where shall I look for wealth of any kind? Ko mitrani. What is dhanani means? Opposite also. What is the wealth or what is poverty? What is poverty and prosperity? Manasicha parituste, ko dhani, ko daridra. When your mind, you are happy with yourself, the first line is very beautiful. I'll maybe tomorrow I'll tell you. Just remind me. Ko dhani ko. Manasicha parituste, when the person is contemplated, happy with himself. Vari dhani, vari daridra. Ko mitrani. What are the friends who is friendly to me? Why? Satru. Vari satrava. What are the satrus? Satru is a satru, one who gives you what you don't want. Are you getting that point? Kosu is you don't like kosu. You don't like the mosquitoes. Why? Because you don't like to be bitten by the mosquitoes. So kosu, satru. If there is something which you don't want, whoever gives it to you will be your satru. Suppose there is no such thing which you don't want. Pramadat bhava bhavana abuddhi purvakam adrushta. You don't want to have or not to have something. If you want something and whoever gives it that to you, mitra, mitrani. You want gold, somebody gives you gold. You want importance, somebody gives you importance. If you have a person of experience, you know that, okay, I love gold. My friend has given me a gold. So sweet. Now, as I was walking down, A person comes with a gun. People who have gold, separate, stand apart. People who have no gold, stand apart. Now you don't know what to do. Like you are very proud that you are American citizen, American passport, British passport. God forbid, Taliban hijacks the plane. British, American, separate. That time you feel so comfortable to be Ethiopian, isn't it? Appa, lucky. The same one, same passport which gives you power, the same passport is now cursed. So the person who gave you gold is your friend or enemy? Huh? You see this? That is why don't ever have that idea. Can he be like a gold? The gold, when it is thrown into fire, understand, wood thrown into fire burns down. Gold thrown into fire brightens. Adversities brings the best out of you, if you are conscious. Unconscious, prosperity will destroy you, adversity also will destroy you. So, ko dhanani, ko mitrani, kocha vishayadashyavaha. And some people say, vishayadasyu. These vishaya, the sense objects are like dasyu. They are like dacoits, criminals. Why? Because they take you away from yourself. Hey, how does the sense object take me away from myself if I am not ready to go with it? Does the bottle invite you or you invite the bottle home? Anything that has come into your house, you brought them or they came in? Yes. Another human being. That is why human being, understand, a human body is the most powerful sense object. Why? This flower can be seen, but it cannot be, there is no smell. It can be touched. It has no taste. It has no sound. Sound can be heard, can't be touched, can't be tasted, can't be smelt. Think. A taste cannot be heard. Taste cannot be seen. In human body, it's a complete sense object. Think over that. A human body is a complete sense object. It's an object to be heard, touched, seen, tasted, smelt. Complete sense object. And the dangerous part of it is, it sells itself. Advertises itself. The musics do not say, come on, listen to me this evening. The food will not say, come on, taste me this evening. As a human being can advertise. Human beings shall promise another person, I will give you happiness. That is why, understand very, very carefully. Before you understand somebody else, first understand your body, your mind. Your body also doesn't promise you anything. Your body never tells you, I'll be living forever. I have a hope, my body will be alive forever. So I get disappointed, deceived. So every thought, also another sense subject. Your thought is not a sense subject for others, but your thought is a sense subject for yourself. Because you can sense it, you can be conscious of it. Language changes, you go on thinking over it, your thought is not available for perception for others. Right or wrong? Nobody can see it, hear it, taste it, touch it, smell it. But your thought has no smell, no taste, no touch, no sound, but it has a form. And you can see it, be conscious. You can sense it. If you can sense it, call it another sense object. Like any other object outside, it doesn't advertise itself. A thought is just innocent thought. It's not a dasyu, it's not a criminal, it's not a choraha, it's not a thief which wants to take me away, push me away. And it has no capacity to pull me if I am not here. Are you getting that? If the I thought is here, then only shall say, why is it like this thought is coming? Suppose you are just conscious. Just conscious. The thoughts will keep coming and going. Prarabdhavasat, abudhipurvakam, bhava bhavana, thoughts will come and go. That is why nobody can say for sure what is the next thought. Can you say? Just think that much. Can you say what is your next thought? You have to wait for the next thought. But can you wait for yourself? How beautiful. Standing on the road, you can wait for next car. Can you wait for the road? What is next sound? But what is not next silence? Ishvara. Tasmat. What? Vishaya Dashyava. How can you look down upon sense object? Call them Vishaya Dasyu. As though they steal they loot your peace, your happiness. No. Go Vishaya. They are beautiful as they are, as it is. You don't look down upon anything or anybody. Kva shastram, kvacha vijnanam. What is a shastra now? If there is ignorance, there is a need for scripture. When there is no ignorance, kva shastram. Why you want to be shastri? Go, shastram, no problem. I want to be shastri? Go. Study. Why? Listen, friends, you can gather more information, but you cannot gather more truth. Beautiful statement. So sweet. Ishvara. Fantastic, no? Ayyo. Can you just take up it, huh? You can gather more information, but you can't gather more truth. You can read more books, but no more truth. Relative knowledge, you can gather more and more and more. Absolute knowledge, once for all, finished. You cannot gather more absolute knowledge. Are you getting that point? You cannot gather more and more absolute knowledge. You can gather more and more relative knowledge. You can gather more and more informations and absolute knowledge, but not the absolute knowledge. You cannot gather more and more truth. So, kva shastram? What shastra? Kva vijnanam? What is there to know or not to know? About yourself. In self-knowledge, there is no growth. More self-knowledge, more awareness, you are always the same. Galita spruha. Yadame galita spruha galita. Therefore, there is no desire for sense. This object is no dhana, mitra, vishaya, shastra, vijnana, none of these things. Everything as it is beautiful. Ahamase yatha sukham. When Guru, ASHTAVAKRA says Ahamase yatha sukham, the disciple also says true. There is nothing more to crave for because I am not there. Happy with myself. Yes, then happily you can look for more, work for more. If the choice is yours. I am very happy in apartment, but I want to live in a palace. Work for it. I am very happy to see, go around the world. Work for it. But I am happy in my own village, in my own house. That's good enough. What is there to see? Because you have got, for everything there is a verse. In Kathopanishad it comes. Who is the person who wants to go from place to place? Yada iha tadamutra, yadamutra tadanyuha, mrityosa mrityumapnoti, ahiva naneva pashyati. Bhagavan Yamaraj tells Nachiketas. Yadamitra tadaniha, yad amutra. Whatever is there, tad anu iha. That indeed is here. Whatever is there is here. Elements arranged differently. Consciousness, same everywhere. Yadamutra tadanyuha, yadanyuha tadamutra. Whatever is here, same thing is there. One who sees naneva pashyati, nana eva pashyati, one who sees there are many, many things here and there. Oh, I have seen this country, but I have not seen that country. I have experienced this, but I have not experienced that. Sensations. Mrityosa mrityum apnoti. He Nachiketas, he travels from death to death. We are death of an experience, death of a sensation, death of an object to another object. Whereas one who sees himself, what is there to travel? So I can be in one place, I can be in everywhere. Choice is yours. Some people afraid of traveling so very in one place. For them, the sight of money in the bank is so much more exciting than spending it on the trip. Now some other people borrow, beg, borrow, still spend. See everything. Both destroy themselves. Person is happy with himself. Both are fine. Why are you studying? What else to do? Happy with myself. If I have to listen to the description of other things, why not description of myself? What is wrong? And I am not resisting the description of other things also. You know, what am I to talk? How much can I talk? Absolutely free, open, unbounded individuality. Individuality, call it whatever you like. Consciousness, reality, truth, absolute. At one time, the border goes away. There is no more, any word is good enough. Every word is beautiful, every word is sacred. Every word is sacred. There is nothing which is not sacred. Understand? Everything is beautiful because you are beautiful. Oh, very difficult to understand. All right. When you are ugly, everything appears ugly for you. That experience PhD or no? When your mind is upset, you are humiliated, insulted, jealous, frightened, insecure. How does your world look? Exciting. When you are down and out, it's just, okay, why go? Oh, mind is difficult to understand. All right, physical body. When you are feverish, feverish, Ganga, Yamuna running. Okay, here also volcanic eruption. Headache, Ardhagapani, half thread or migraine, beautiful. And the body is penny. Now look at this weather. Wow! Green, beautiful, cool. But if you have that fever, how will you feel? But when you are healthy, does it matter if it rains, cool, summer, winter? Everything is beautiful. When you are sick, even the beautiful weather is useless. Same thing mind. When you are mental weather, when you are humiliated, disrespected, miserable, frustrated, angry, the whole world looks crazy for you. And when you are beautiful, happy with yourself, everything is super. Therefore, every word is beautiful. Every Sarvam Jagadeva Nandanavanam Sarvepi Kalpedrumaha Samastavari Gangavari Nivaha Punya Samasta Kriya. Every action, Punya Karma. There is nothing called a bad action. Samastavari Gangavari Nivaha. Every water is Ganges water. Sarvam Jagadeva Nandanavanam. The whole universe is a Nandanavana. Everything is, you are dancing with excitement. Sarvepi kalpadrumaha. In everybody is like a wish-yielding tree, because everybody is happy, satisfied, contented with himself. Because your mind revels in the Brahman, the absolute self that you are. Okay? Next verse. These next two verses will finish it up. This chapter only 4 verses. Vigyate sakshi purushe Paramatmani cheshware Nairashye vandamokshe che Nachinta muktaye mama Antarvikalpa sunyasya. This verse is just a sweet one. Vahi swachhanda charina Bhrantasye vadasha tata Tadrusha eva janate Antarvikalpa sunyasya Vahi swachhanda charina Bhrantasye vadasha tasta Stadrusha eva janate. So, muktaye mamana chinta. I have no anxiety for freedom. Mama me muktaye chinta nasti. For me, there is absolutely no thought of craving or anxiety for liberation. Why? Already liberated. If you are not free, then you have to look for what? I have to know this. I have to do this. No, you should not do this. You see how the ignorance, please understand, the ignorance does not bind you. Ignorance is bondage. Ignorance means boundary, boundary, boundary. So in the name of religion, in the name of tradition, in the name of secularism or anything for that matter, when the people go on putting boundaries, 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 what are they doing? Liberating you or binding you? Oh, so that means everybody should go on the left side, right side. Don't, I'm not talking about the left side, right side of the road. Think of yourself. The moment you are given an identity, a boundary is set, right or wrong? Think. The child has no boundary whatsoever, but he is not aware of it. The child has no boundary, but the child is not aware of it. He has to necessarily go through some boundary, because he should be tired of the boundary to go to the unbounded. The child is unbounded, but because he does not know it, he has no value for it. You see the beautiful? The child is not unhappy. Don't say child is happy, huh? I hope you remember the language. The child is not unhappy, but he doesn't know that. Therefore, he better be unhappy to go beyond unhappiness. That is, if the child becomes unhappy, then he becomes not unhappy, then unhappy again. So unhappy remains, always unhappy, then sometimes not unhappy. But child never becomes happy in life. The child is unbounded and sometimes not unbounded. Understand? The child is not completely cut off that line. The child is not unbounded, and later on are you getting? The child. No. Yes. The child is unbounded, but is not free. Okay, the language have to change. The child at this moment doesn't feel bounded. There is no bondage. But he doesn't feel free. There is no bondage. Like that. The child begins with no bondage, but not freedom. Then goes into bondage. From no bondage, he goes to bondage. Unbounded goes to bounded, but never free. Language of bondage continues. And you go on picking identification. That means what? Now you go on striving for freedom. One who knows that freedom for himself, that who I am is free, muktaye, chinta nasti. I am already free. Therefore, me chinta nasti. I have absolutely no boundaries, no limitations, nothing to tie me down. Why? Vijñāte Sakshi Purushe Paramatmani Ishvare Nairasye Vandamokshe Cha Ishvare Paramatmani Sakshi Purushe Vijñāte Sati. When I know Vijñāte, this is Vijñāte, what? Sakshi Purushe Vijñāte. Knowing the Sakshi Purusha, that which is Sakshat Ikshate, that in whose presence everything is seen, everything is being illumined, but itself is not illumined by somebody else, something else, Sakshi. That is the Purusha, Purnatat Purusha, full and complete. There is nothing other than itself. And that is Paramatma, that is Ishvara. You see, in one language, the entire Upanishads in line. Are you getting that? In one line. Sakshi, Purusha, Sakshi, in yourself, Sakshi, witness, consciousness here. The same consciousness everywhere, Purusha, Paramatma. So that Purusha is, if you want to give another name, Paramatma, Nirguna Brahma. With all the name and form, Ishvara. Vijñāte, are you there? When Ishvara comes, where are you? When I come, individuality comes, Ishvara is as though hiding. But when Ishvara comes, there is no I hiding, it's finished. Are you getting that? This is a beautiful, the moment you say Ishvara, can the I hide? see Ishvara, you are included. But when you say I, you are excluding yourself. As though, even though you cannot exclude, you feel excluded. You feel excluded. God doesn't exclude you. Truth doesn't exclude you. Totality cannot exclude you. But you feel excluded. That is why you need to be liberated. You know about yourself. So beautiful. Ishvara, therefore, having known this, Ishvara, Paramatma, Chaitanya, all pervasive, Nairashi, Bandha Moksha. So, Bandha Moksha, Nirasha. Nairashya means what? There is no more any hope of, there is no more any question of Bandha Moksha. This language doesn't exist. Bondage and freedom. God is free or bound? All pervasiveness is free or bound? What is the concept existing? In and through everything, only one thing is. Understand? Individuality begins conceptualization. Just imagine a creation without the individual. There shall be no name at all, no description. No bandha, no moksha. Tasmat chinnam muktaye namama chinta ahamase yatha sukham. Oh Lord, oh, you must have talked to ASHTAVAKRA. Whatever you say, true. Ahamase yatha sukham. Why? Mama chinta nasti. There is nothing. Chinta sunyam. Simple language is what? Bhagavan Shankara writes, Chinta sunyam adainyam vaikyamasanam panam saridvarishu swatantrena nirankusa sthitirami nidra smasane vane vastruksharanakshosanadirahitam digvastu sayyamahi sanchara nigamantaviti vidam krida pare brahmani. That is the language of the ancient tradition. Chinta sunyam, no anxiety of any kind, no bandha, no moksha. Adainyam, no sense of feeling inferior or superior. Adainyam, bhaikshyamasanam, whatever comes on the word, bhaikshyamasanam, total renunciate life. Panam saridvarishu, drinking water from the river. Swatantrena nirankusa sthitirami nidra smasane vane, independently existing, hanging around, nidra, sleeping, smasane vane, sometimes in the jungle, sometimes in the cremation ground. Vastrakshalana sosanadirahitam, there is no clothes to wear, therefore there is no question of drying it and washing it and drying it. That much is not there, digambara. Not even a piece of cloth, what is the need? Digvastu, direction is the house, no wall. Sayyamahi, huge bed of the earth. Why? But such person, happy with himself. Sanchara nigamanta vithishu vidam. Nigamanta vithishu vidam sanchara. Vidam, those people know the truth. Nigama, Veda. Vedanta vithishu. In the boulevard of Vedanta. In the all-pervasive high street of consciousness. Vedanta, reality. Krida pare brahmani. Sporting in absolute all-pervasiveness. I am the reality. So everybody thinks that is the truth. Today you can change it. Suppose Janaka writes about it. Shall I say, Chinta sunyam kaman, adainyam kaman, Chinta sunyam adainyam, bhaiksham asanam, bhaiksham asanam. For a king, why should there be bhiksha? Whatever comes in life is bhiksha, but he doesn't live on the kindness of others, favors of others. You can have the best food in the world. But for him, that is bhiksha. Panam saridvarishu, drinking the water. Which water? Maybe he can collect it from the iceberg, 1 million-year-old iceberg, that water he can drink. Panam saridvarishu, swatantrena nirankusa sthiti. Swatantrena nirankusa sthiti, that is true. Independently existing, wherever is absolutely uncontrolled existence, in a sense, nobody to control him. Nidra, smasane bane? No. That also can, just like the other person feels free in Smasana and Bana, he can also prasade, in the Raj Prasad, in the palace also, sleeping, but he doesn't feel sleeping there, he cannot get out of it. Vastrakshalana sosanadiraidam, he doesn't wash his clothes, because others are there to wash him, wash these clothes, but he doesn't feel that I am the king. Sosanadiraidam, digvastu, the house is not directions, golden palace. Gold palace, but he is not confined to the gold. Sayyamahi, not ground. The elephant tusk bed. Sanchar nigamantis vidam, because he is reveling in that. So what it means is, whether he is a Raja Rishi or a Brahmarshi, simple living, high thinking, high living, high thinking, both are chinta sunyam. Chinta sunyam. Simple living, but no high thinking, beggar. High living, not high thinking, pervert. Like our generation. High living, high thinking. Totally materialist, escapist, that variety. Indulgent. Whereas, if there is high thinking, simple living is as beautiful as even the high living. High living also is simple living for the wise man. Even the simple living, he doesn't have a sense of inferiority, adainyam, because even though lives under a tree, that's my palace. The kings will envy. Ignorant kings will envy the man under the tree, because he is a wise man. Are you getting that point? So, what is your choice? Take it. Nairashi vandhamoksheja na chinta muktayam. Therefore, there is no more any so much chinta, desire, I must be free. There is no such thing. Okay. Such a person. For the last verse he says, why is it so for me? Antah vikalpa sunyasya. You know, it is like a word picture of yourself. Appa. Antah vikalpa sunyasya bahi swachanda charinaha. Antah vikalpa sunya. Inside, within, vikalpa sunya. Chinta sunyam. No vikalpa. No anxiety, no thought. Nothing. Even if a thought is there, you are not affected, therefore thought as well doesn't exist. Listen carefully. Why people feel offended? Because this wisdom language, if you don't understand, ignorant language you should at least understand. No. When you go to a place and nobody bothers for you, what do you say and come and complain? I went there, nobody looked at me as though I did not exist. That's what it is. When nobody looks at you, how do you feel? How do you feel? As though I never existed. If you don't look at your thoughts, thoughts will feel the same way. Be wise. You are the past master in feeling stupid. So you can also feel wise if you know yourself. Bas. Do you understand? You don't understand? Oof, I don't know. If you don't take the cognizance of it, the thing as well doesn't exist. How can you say that? Why do you feel neglected when nobody looks at you? I went to that house. Nobody even came out to greet me. Nobody gave me a cup of coffee. As though I don't exist. Same thing inside. Do it for yourself, your thoughts. You know how it feels. So make the thought feel like that. Chinta sunya does not mean absence of thought. Chinta sunyam is for you, not for the thought. You understand? Chinta sunya does not mean absence of thought, absence of anxiety. You are not anxious anymore. You are not there. Therefore thoughts as well don't exist. When a problem is not a problem, the problem doesn't exist. When the problem doesn't appear to be a problem, it has absolutely no sting. You deal with it. You can say, if I don't see a problem, how to deal with it? That is how it is. That language you will not understand. You know it's not a problem, but you deal with it. How? I know, listen carefully. I know hunger is not a problem. Am I not dealing with it? Creation, this garden, is it a problem? No. How do you deal with it? Go about. Go about and see what happens. As the situation comes, you face it. As the situation comes. Because I am with myself. Please remember that example I told you. Fishing language, Also I have told you so many different ways. You can pick up your own example. Put a bait. If the fish comes only, bait is a bait. If the fish doesn't eat it, what bait? A thought is a bait if you swallow it. A situation is a bait if you swallow it. If you don't swallow it, what is the problem? It goes. You don't feel alive. Listen carefully. This is the beautiful. Do you every moment feel alive? Are you living or not? Are you living or not? You are living, right? But do you feel alive every moment? You tell yourself, I'm alive, I'm alive. Do you say that? That is our problems. Situations are there. You don't have to tell every moment, this is a problem, this is a problem. Nothing. Antah vikalpa sunyasya. Inside there is no anxiety. Antah. Even if a thought is there, it's not an anxiety because I am myself. Nirvikalpa. Aham nirvikalpo nirakara rupa. Aham nirvikalpa nirakara rupa. No thought, no akara, no form. Then vahi swachanda charina. See the beauty. Anta vikalpa sunyasya vahi swachanda charina. Inside no projection. Outside free movement. Wow. For the average person, the movements are controlled from the inside. Listen carefully. Oh, I don't understand. Okay. Have you gone for a food? There is a big food spread. Think of a person who is ignorant. Look at a child in the shopping center and an adult. You can understand yourself now. A child, when he goes there, what happens? Antar vikalpa. How the eyes of the child goes up? You know? You take him to a place and look at the children. What will happen? Thought comes, object. Right. Whereas for you, there is a vikalpa. You want that object, but you pretend to be grown up. Do you want anything? Nothing. Oh, such renunciate. Thought comes up, but what do you say? Nothing. Or because you have grown out of the toys, you have grown out of it. So that thoughts even don't. Anta vikalpa. Vikalpa shunya. Vahi swachanda charina. But outside you are hanging around. Do you understand that much? Yes. Same thing. Be conscious. Vahi swachanda charina. In the level of your thought as well as outside world. Vahi swachanda charina. Like air. Bhrantasyeva dasastasta. Bhrantasyeva dasa. Balavat unvattavat charit. Balavat unvattavat charit. This person, the wise man, like a bala, like a child he moves. Excited. But doesn't remember the excitement next moment. As it is, wow, next moment, it's all right. That much only, that much similarity, not that like a child he moves around. Very excited. Right. Or crying with a person who is very miserable. Next moment, forgotten. Why? Because you go through emotions. Emotions don't go through you. Are you getting that? You ride the emotions. Emotions do not take you for a ride. Okay, if that is a better language. You ride the emotions. Emotions don't ride you. Like a Bhranta also, Balavat Unmatta Vacharat, Bhrantasyeva dasa tahata. Bhrantasyeva dasa. Those conditions are like a Bhrantasya, like a insane person. Now laughing, now joking, now smiling, now crying. He doesn't know that much similarity. For no reason, smiling. For no reason, crying. Why? In the presence of a person who is, everybody is happy, so you are happy. Other person is very miserable, oh, be miserable. But you don't carry their misery or they carry their excitement. As you are yourself all the time. But having looked at him, smiling, laughing, joking, crying, doing everything, will anybody ever believe that he is wise man? Why? Tadrusha taneva jananti. Only if you live that way, you shall understand such possibility. If in your life you have not seen that possibility, forget it. You will never recognize it. That is why I never try to understand a wise man. Be wise. How do I find a wise man? Be wise, and you shall not have need to find a wise person. But unless I find a wise man, how will I know that? You will never find a wise man. If you take for granted somebody is talking some sense, go there. Listen to him. In the process, discover yourself. So in the process, you are bounded more and more. If you love bondage, continue. Because some people are very proud of their bondage. I do this, I don't do this, I don't eat this, I don't look at that, I don't read newspaper, I don't eat garlic. But I like garlic bread, but I don't like garlic. I see. Forget it. What I'm talking, this is super rubbish. Be happy. That is a anta vikalpa sunyasya vahi swachanda charina. Anta vikalpa sunyasya. Nobody shall see your inner condition. Can anybody see your inner condition? Can you see somebody's thought? Forget the motive is far beyond. Since you think you are ignorant, you think everybody shall be ignorant. That is the trouble with the wisdom. That is why I was telling you, the wisdom means there is only one trouble. Because you are wise, you shall accept everybody also as the wise. So you take them around you completely. Because you know exactly how to go around anybody. The person will feel, the ignorant will feel wise in your presence. But the moment he is away from it, he will return to his ignorance. And that is the time he shall challenge the wisdom. Because he has seen what it is, but himself is not capable of living that way. So he cannot believe that somebody can be always like that. Because he is not always like that. You don't understand this simple example I'll tell you. When the light is falling on the wall, or the light is falling on a tree, the light is falling on a screen. Shall you worship the screen or see the light? The screen has no illumination. Light falls. People worship a form, formless, forgotten. Consciousness lights up the thoughts. Thoughts have become very important. Consciousness forgotten. Your lifestyle has become more important than the wisdom. See it for yourself, please. Who you are is so beautiful, flawless. Tasmad Bhrantasyeva dasastata tadrushayava rajanante. Anta vikalpa shunya. There is nothing inside but outside. Tremendous movement. It is like, what shall I say? It's like a deep ocean. On the wave, there are waves on the surface. Deep down, total stillness. Consciousness, always restful. Body, mind, creation continuously changing. When you say Bahi Swachhandacharina, for average person, Anta means inside the body or mind, Bahi means outside the body. For the wise man, outside is what? The thought also is outside, body also is outside, creation also is outside. So Anta Vikalpa Sunyasya, being Nirvikalpa, consciousness itself. Bahi Swachhandacharina, at the level of the thought, sense organ, body, world, Swachhandacharina. There is no limits for the wise man. Absolutely happy, comfortable with himself. Anything else you want to know? Close your eyes. Tadrusha taneva jananti. Be that and see how limited or limitless you are. If you have limitation, understand, you are limitless. Your body has limits, thoughts may have limit, objects may have limit. But you are limitless at all times, all places, in all conditions.